Welcome to the Neurodivergent Experience podcast, a podcast where we share the lived experiences of neurodivergent people to help create a better understanding for our community.
Join us every week as we bring you honest, raw, and inspiring conversations with specialists, advocates, and individuals who know exactly what it's like to live the neurodivergent experience.
I'm Jordan James, a neurodivergent specialist, father of neurodivergent children, husband to a neurodivergent wife, and author of The Autistic Experience, and I'm joined by my best friend.
I'm Simon Scott. I'm an autistic ADHD broadcaster, actor, and advocate. Join us as we journey into unraveling the neurodivergent experience.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing, Scotty? My buddy,
Yes.
my bro.
Well, thank you. That's how autistic people respond to asking how they are, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird way. I've just I'm starting the show like this, and then I'm thinking about how am I starting the show? Am I doing it correctly? Because we have the intro which we pre-recorded, and then I'm realizing maybe I'm doubling the intro, and I'm rethinking. I'm just.
It's not like you to overthink what you're saying, is it?
I'm just. I just can't. I can't help it. I'm a perfectionist, but also a rambler. But yeah. So, but also, like, I used to just start the show just talking about everything that's happening to me, which was wonderful, and I'm sure everybody's loved it.
If anything, they miss it.
And then I was like, oh yeah, Scotty's alive, and he also does things.
Yeah.
In fact, I think you do more things than I do.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Because look, I have been trying to get many guests. Hopefully we'll have quite a few coming up soon, hopefully. But in general, you're a busy man.
Yeah, it's getting that way. Getting that way, dude.
I'm less busy. Yeah. I'm sort of working behind the scenes with various little things, making acquaintances and stuff. But you're in the grind, and yeah,
I'm tired.
I'm
very tired. This is the thing of when you are so passionate about what you do, it's really hard to switch off. I'm currently in the process of editing, recording, and producing like 3 other podcasts for the Autistic Culture Podcast Network, which we will soon be a part of. That's also on my jobs list to do. Thank you, everybody. That's everybody else. Everybody keeps asking.
Coming soon.
It's all on my list of jobs to do, but it's also really hard when you have finite energy and you get burnt out, and you've also just got a life outside of your job. It's really hard to juggle everything.
Yeah,
I'm tired. I'm so tired. And it's also like in the nicest way possible. It's really hard to keep everything going because like I'll have people that will message me on WhatsApp that I genuinely really want to speak to, and I just do not have the spoons. And a lot of what I'm responding with at the moment, which isn't uncommon for me, but it's happening more often than it used to do, is going nonverbal. I'm just having periods where I just do not have the energy to formulate words. I can type, I can sit at a desk and type, but if somebody physically asks me a question, I just go... I'm fine.
Doing chicken impressions.
Yeah, genuinely. Like, I feel like I walk into so many conversations at the moment. I'm like, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. What are we here for? Yeah, but I am loving life. It's just... Oh, yeah, it's crazy busy. It's crazy busy. But my hyperfixations help.
Yes. See, this is what we're here to talk about. So I've got another story, as I did last week, family related. There's a lot of people in my house, but I also heard a story on Reddit, one of my favorite things to listen to on a podcast. Love a bit of Reddit stories. And so I heard this story, and immediately I was like, the person they're talking about is neurodivergent. And I thought, this man is just trapped in his hyperfixation, and I could almost definitely relate, and I know that you could too.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, for a little bit of a change, we're gonna do this Reddit story, and then we're gonna talk about it, and then we're gonna give our shout on it and our experience on it. And that's what we're doing this week. So let me start by reading the story. Now, if you never heard Reddit before, or you've never done Reddit before or anything like that, everybody normally gives their ages and gender.
Oh, is it like Omegle? You're like age, sex, location. You have to do the whole.
Yeah, is that right? So here it goes, right? This lady who's written the post, who's 26 female, husband, who is a 33-year-old male, is obsessed with pro wrestling and it's ruining our marriage. Do I leave?
Ooh.
My husband was into pro wrestling as a kid, fell out of it, but over the last few years has eased back into it. I've never been a pro wrestling fan. I thought it was something that people watched as kids and grew out of. But he has become obsessed and it's escalating to the point where I no longer feel comfortable. Apologies, as I may not get all the terms right. I'm exposed to wrestling a lot, but I try to avoid watching it. It started harmless enough. He'd watched the pay-per-view events like WrestleMania. Then he started watching recaps of the week's shows. Now he's glued to the couch every night. There's a live pro wrestling event. He watches multiple wrestling shows, not just WWE.
Uh-oh.
He started spending money. I mean, a lot of money. Oh, I know this one. On merchandise, t-shirts, hats, action figures, the fake belts, etc. I was okay with...
Belts are very cool, though.
They are very cool.
They are very cool.
I was okay with this as it was nice to see his passion reignited for something. He's been in a rough spot with work lately. But now pro wrestling is the only thing he cares about. Oh, the neurodivergence is showing.
Oh, my autism's powers are tingling.
She goes on. He yells at the TV like he's part of the crowd, cheering or booing. When he's watching and when he's not watching, he constantly shouts out their catchphrases randomly. Echolalia. He says things like, yeet, acknowledge me, you can't see me, etc.
Sorry.
He's like, I've done that.
That probably tickled me because I do this without watching wrestling.
This might actually be Scotty. Oh, well.
Wait, does it say that they're in Liverpool? Because Karis has gone to work. She's coming back, right?
Maybe. I think this is actually in England. He actually gets irritated if I don't play along with him. Like if I don't raise my hand when he says, acknowledge me.
Oh my God. This dude might be my hero.
He might be a single hero.
He might be a single hero,
yeah,
but
who knows?
I fuck with this guy.
This past weekend was the worst of it. Those of you who know it was WrestleMania. He asked me to refer to him as the final boss all weekend. God. Okay, this is where I'm losing him. Right?
Okay.
I laughed it off and thought he was joking, but he wasn't. We actually got into an argument about it Saturday evening because he said I wasn't supporting him in the way he needs, and that whenever we're watching wrestling, I look bored, disinterested, etc. There's the RSD kicking in.
There we go.
I look that way because I am bored. He's got to be watching 15 hours of wrestling a week easy. I'm not even that obsessed with basketball. Actually, maybe I am. When Jey Uso won at WrestleMania, he literally jumped on top of our couch, waving his arms. It was embarrassing, and I left the room.
Oh, he was yeeting, was he?
I don't want to say too much regarding our intimacy, but he's asked for a lot of role playing lately as well, and it has me very concerned. Do you do that, Scotty? Do you
I
get Karis to pin you down?
No, I've never.
She counts to three.
I have never. I can honestly say this to all listeners. I'm going to let you into the curtain of my relationship. I have never asked Karis to stone cold stun me in the bedroom.
I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, I bet he's naked wearing that belt. But anyway, champion in the bedroom belt.
You come into the bedroom and give me a hell yeah.
The things he asked me to do and say make me super uncomfortable. It's all wrestling related. Jesus Christ. Things have taken a toll on me mentally. It's nonstop. He sends me memes of the Roman Reigns and a bunch of other wrestlers. He talks like them, acts like them, and demands I participate in his little performances. Sunday night, the wrestler he wanted to win didn't win because it's fake. And it's still affecting him today. His mood's sour and he seems depressed. Jesus.
I think he's in too deep.
There is so much autism.
There is a video that this makes me think of I'm not saying that he has the autism haircut, but he gave me the vibe. And he was in the bleachers and he stands up and he goes, "It's still real to me, damn it." That's what this reminds me of.
Okay, the last bit. I hate to admit it, but it's been kind of nice. He hasn't been as loud and noisy as usual. So she's happy that he's depressed because he's calmed the fuck down.
So yeah, he's obviously a very big Roman Reigns fan then.
Yeah, she basically is saying, Reddit, I need help. I just don't think I can deal with it anymore. He sings the wrestling songs. He does their sayings. He's got all their T-shirts. He's even got tickets for us to the next show coming through in about 3 weeks. But I just don't think I can take it. I have to say, my actual hyperfixation in general is like, it's not obsession, but it's Reddit stories. I love listening to shout out to Two Hot Takes with Morgan. Absolutely loved that. She's neurodivergent, which I also love. So go to Two Hot Takes. Smosh reads Reddit, another one I absolutely
highly
love.
Addictive show. It's so funny.
It is, because I tell you what, they've actually improved me as a person, because I listen to a lot of the stories and I go, I'm not there, but I'm not far off some of these awful men.
It's good to have reflection, isn't it? You go, I'm not happy with some of my behaviors. It could be worse, but that means I need to stop myself before it gets worse.
Yeah, I honestly, they're very, very interesting. And some of them are funny and some of them are very serious. But I really, really feel sorry for both these people.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
It's so obvious that he's neurodivergent. I mean, I don't think that's even in question. She might not know it.
Ew.
And that's a problem because she doesn't mention it in the story. If it was a thing, like she did understand neurodivergence, then she might not even write that. She might just be like, well, at least I know why it's happening. She needs to go and talk to him. Obviously, there's a lack of communication there, but there's also might be a lack of communication because he just doesn't want to talk about it because it doesn't involve wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to give advice to these people where they're never going to hear us. They're never going to know us. That's not what this show is. I was just fascinated because I can relate to this man, and Sylvia could probably relate to this woman who is writing it. But I was interesting when I was a kid.
Yep, still am.
And you still very much are.
Oh, yeah.
So, Scotty, what is your opinion on this?
I always remember somebody saying to me once, it's good to have a hobby, but don't let it be everything. It's like, magicians are cool, but don't let it just be your only thing.
Yeah.
Right? And my experience of this, right? Everything that this guy has said, or that this woman has said about her husband, I have related to. I haven't done it this extreme. I'm not literally referring to myself as like the final boss or walking into a room and going, "Ladies and gentlemen," like I'm not.
Really wish you were though.
Yeah, like if Karis did ever like buy me a title belt, I would let her wear it, but then I would need the Money in the Bank briefcase to like nick it and just steal it off. You've seen the memes; they're really funny. I watch wrestling with Karis, and I don't watch AEW Dynamite, I don't watch Evolve, I don't watch New Japan Wrestling, I don't watch GCW, I don't watch all of the many, many, many different promotions that there are. You could very easily watch 40 hours of wrestling a week. Very easily.
My goodness,
if you wanted to. You know, you're looking at Lucha Libre, you're looking at Japan Strong Style, you're looking at British Strong. There's so many different types of wrestling outside of WWE. And I look at Karis and I tell her this and I can physically see her die inside. Like, I'm very aware that I can watch WWE. She likes it because Rhea Ripley's in it. She likes a lot of the women's wrestlers. But outside of that, I can tell when she's not too interested. Like, we'll watch Monday Night Raw, we'll watch SmackDown, we'll watch the pay-per-views, but there's a compromise. I used to want to stay up and watch them at 1 a.m. till 4 a.m. And then the next day, my life would be a mess.
You did do that. There is evidence where you said on the show that you stayed up watching WrestleMania.
I'm changing that now.
I just watched the pre-recorded one.
I watch it in the morning rather than staying up late at night and trying to stay up and watching it. I've
Sensible.
made adjustments so that I can still have my hobby, but align it more to sort of where my partner is. And yeah, we have little jokes where we will sometimes reference wrestling stuff. There was a period of time where Macho Man Randy Savage was a part of my vocabulary. Oh, yeah, the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's so stimmy for me. And there is a great thing about echolalia with it. But one of the things that I realised very quickly is I wasn't going to convert Karis into a wrestling fan at the level that I was. I needed to make other friends that like wrestling. I couldn't just convert Karis. I couldn't force her to like it as much as I liked it. She does enjoy it. She'll watch WrestleMania. She'll watch the Royal Rumble. She'll watch it if Rhea Ripley's fighting. Anybody else? Not so much. Yeah, she's gone to live events with me, and she loved it. But she's not buying all of the T-shirts and things like that. Fair play to her. She's got a rich... Actually, Karis has more wrestling T-shirts than I do, because she's got lots of Rhea Ripley T-shirts, because Rhea Ripley's freaking awesome.
It sounds definitely like a hyperfixation, which is a healthy one.
Yeah, which is cool. Like, the music as well, we'll have little jokes about it, things like that. But I'm not walking around the house like Paul Heyman, doing like all the quotes. I'm not yeeting and things like that. So
if you were in this guy's position and she just wasn't interested at all, would you feel hurt by that?
So I can give evidence of this. I had 2 other relatively serious girlfriends before I met Karis. The first one really got into wrestling at the same time that I did, that I rediscovered it like this guy did, was into it as a kid, fell out of it, got back into it around 21, 22.
Yeah, I did the same with basketball.
Yeah. So I got massively into wrestling, and at the time the girl that I dated also really got into it at the same time. Great.
Perfect.
Worked out really well. Relationship ended. Next relationship came along. Oh, my ex thought wrestling was the most cringe, embarrassing thing that I could have been into. To the point of
sad,
when I watched it, she would take the piss out of me for it.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it was grim. And it wasn't just that sort of special interest as well. And the difference is I entered the previous relationship of the person I was with before Karis, not knowing I was neurodivergent. On Karis and mine's first date, I said to her, I haven't been diagnosed, but I self-identify as ADHD. So that when I was myself, I vividly remember saying to her on my first date, yeah, I watch wrestling. It's non-negotiable. This is who I am as a person. Take it or leave it. And I learned the language because I understood myself better. But there are times where I'm sat watching wrestling and Karis will turn to me and she'll go, oh, we watched Monday Night Raw on Tuesday night and it's now Saturday and you're wanting to watch SmackDown and you've already watched the football. Would you mind we watch something else and you watch it on your own later? Yeah, I can do that. It's a lot to do with communication and understanding that there is another neurodivergent person that lives in my house who has their own special interests that I have to appreciate and feed and not neglect, and vice versa.
Yeah, I agree. I think that with this story, very, very possible that she is also neurodivergent. Obviously, she doesn't mention it. There's no hints, but neurodivergents often, most of the time, end up with other neurodivergent people. And it could just be a clash. And yeah, I mean, I have no idea what happened with those people, but it's sad. But also, this is the reality. And this has definitely happened to me.
Should we take a break and let's share your story?
let's take a break, and then when we come back, we will talk about the pitfalls of some of our not worst hyperfixations, but like
the most damaging ones to our relationships.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well done.
We'll be back.
Hi, everyone. It's Ashley Dupuis, the in-house therapist here on the Neurodivergent Experience and host of Mindful Mondays. And if you've been listening to these podcasts and thinking, gosh, I'd love to explore this work more deeply, I wanted to let you know about a special final opportunity to work with me one-to-one. So I'm gradually bringing my regular one-to-one practice to a close so that I can focus more on group work and recordings and other new exciting projects. But before I do, I'm taking on a small final round of one-to-one clients for a 6-session journey running from May to the end of July. So if this work has been resonating and you feel called to work with me directly, now is your last chance to do so, and I'd love to hear from you. You can register your interest by emailing me at integrativeiom@gmail.com or find out more at integrativeiom.co.uk.
Welcome back to the Neurodivergent Experience. We've been talking hyperfixations, and I thoroughly enjoyed, but also felt so sad about hearing that Reddit story about Mr. Wrestling. I hope you're good, dude. Like, I love it, but not that much. But the reason as to why we've got onto this today is
I just want to talk. Sorry, I didn't interrupt. I just want to talk to him. I want to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, me too, dude.
This is why we do this, is because we're hoping that people who are in that situation, because I remember I don't recognize it. When you're really, really in there, you don't understand how it affects other people.
Yeah, it's the eye of the hurricane. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. But the reason as to why we had this idea for an episode anyway was because of a conversation that we had the other night on the phone where you were talking about your own hyperfixations and how Sylvia's navigating that.
Yeah, so I've definitely had ones in the past that have negatively affected them. I've talked about them on the podcast when I got too much into Gears of War Online.
Yeah. God, that was a long time ago, that episode now, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I was completely lost in it. So I've put Sylvia through the ringer with these hyperfixations way before I knew I was neurodivergent and after. In fact, photography itself, the thing that I'm most known for and most proud of, was absolutely a hyperfixation. It's not now. It's a healthy hobby. But when it first started, it was just take camera everywhere, constantly. Constant pictures all the time. An hour walk would turn into a 2-hour walk because I'd be stopping all the time to take pictures, driving everyone else around me completely insane. It's the only one that's actually had a rewarding end to it, being a international world-renowned photographer. I mean, that's a pretty good payoff.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, it's not a bad outcome, is it?
Worst case scenario, I literally actually ended up making money from it, which is helpful.
Now, the worst case scenario is me now, like, imagining you in a red lit room with the water being like, yeah, it's beautiful, hanging them up on the beautiful. Like, that's my idea of your worst case scenario. Like, you've not washed in days, but you're like, look at the picture, look at the clouds, look at the waterfall, beautiful.
With most hyperfixations, I will always end up in the red. There is the neurodivergent tax.
Yep,
and I end up in the red.
Yep.
And it's not just the money, it's the space that it takes up. And so my pop characters, my little Funko Pops, not everyone likes Funko Pops. Apparently they are pretty generic, but I love a Funko Pop. But it's just my toys in general. So, cuddly toys, action figures. I've got so many He-Man toys. They're all in the loft. Thundercats toys, all in the loft. Ghostbuster toys, they're all in the loft. I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys. I got all the toys, right? I am reliving my childhood. These were things that made me very, very happy, and very similar to the Reddit story and yourself. It's something that I was into when I was a kid, and then you kind of just think, oh well, I'm grown up, I shouldn't be into that, because that's what you're told. You have to grow up. And then when you realize that when you are grown up, you're just like, well, this wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Being grown up fucking sucks. So now I want to be a kid again.
I got sold the dream.
Yeah. So it's definitely sort of that of like, oh, I just want to be a kid again, because being an adult, it sucks balls.
Yeah.
And so I do sort of regress into that childlike self, because of that synaptic pathways of childlike behaviors. And toys make me happy, dude. I surround myself with them, and it's really difficult because Sylvia doesn't like toys at all. Like she never had cuddly toys as a child. She hates knickknacks. Her parents are neurodivergent. They had loads of knickknacks, and she had to dust them all the time as a kid.
Soviet Poland, toy play with you.
Yes. She just was never into it. But if I told her, like, I'm going to go and buy 200 pairs of trainers, she'd be like, that's fine. Because in her very, very tism mind of that, linear way of thinking, it's trainers can be worn, therefore useful. Toys, you can't do anything with them.
Makes sense.
So they're not useful. So something at least has to have a purpose. And she can't understand how my toys have a purpose. My toys have my purpose because I literally get to look at them and they just make me so feckin' happy. My cuddly toys have a purpose because I cuddle them and I squeeze them and I stim with them. And they make me happy. The purpose of my toys is to make me happy. And because they don't make her happy, it's that weird lack of empathy that some people misunderstand. Of like, oh, neurodivergent people have a lack of empathy. It's more of the logical thinking of we can't understand it when we don't get it. It is that very linear, logical thinking.
Yeah.
And, but she loves me and she's amazing and she makes, what's the word?
I love when you do this. You go, what's the word? And I'm just like,
yeah, you should know you should know the word.
The hive mind is not working today. I'm sorry.
It's not sacrifices. She don't make sacrifices.
Compromises.
Compromises. There you go.
Yeah, the hive mind
so
kicked in again.
I knew you knew the word. I didn't know the word. ADHD. Yeah, we make compromise because I have to admit, there's nothing that she loves that interferes with my life. It's definitely mostly the other way around.
Yeah, I don't have that with Karis, to be honest. There's nothing that she has in her life that ever costs or interferes with mine. Unfortunately, mine do.
Yeah. I think... So, what happened the other day was Sylvia was... a new pop character came, and I am not buying any pop characters this year. I bought it in November last year. I have the receipt to prove it. I bought it November. Your Honor. I literally showed her. I was like, see, November the 29th. I ordered
She's like,
this.
no, it was doctored.
And I was like, no, it was pre-ordered. It was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's my favorite basketball player.
Oh, yeah. That's fair.
Was pre-ordered in November because it didn't come out until now. And it just came out and it got delivered. And she was like, oh, another one. And I'm like, it's Shai. And she loves Shai. And I'm like, no, you love Shai. I mean, not when he's collecting dust.
Tell her why she should like it. That's the worst thing that you could do.
She actually genuinely said it actually is very, very cute. I've never heard her say that about any pop character.
And it'll be the last one you'll ever have.
It actually looks really, really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Lord of the Rings ones I'm allowed. I bought Faramir and Aomir because they basically just came out. But Lord of the Rings ones, that's the exception. Right, because she's happy with the Lord of the Rings ones because it's my collection. But yeah, another basketball one comes, and I've got a giant Michael Jordan, a Giannis, and a Jason Tatum, and they're sitting on top of the RoboVac thing. It has like, you put water in it, and
They come out, they do the little job.
Yeah, it's like a whole setup. And I just don't have any space. Like because Simon is still here. I thought he'd have moved out by now, but and then I could have had his room. Oh, it's I mean, I still don't have my boy cave.
Yeah. There's a boy in it.
Yeah, there's a boy. There's a man in my boy cave. And now Sophie and Chris are in their room.
Another boy.
Like there's too many people in my house. No, it's just not a lot of room. I need a room to put all this stuff in. And now I just have the corner of my living room. I'm just like, I want to put these next to me. I have a chair there, like a lazy boy chair. And then it starts building up, and it starts encroaching on the other side of the room. And once it starts encroaching on the other side of the room, Sylvia's like, why, where's this come from? And I was like, that was always there. She's like, no, I know it wasn't. I'm like trying to gaslight her into believing that some cuddly toy has just always existed. And I like buying Squishmallows because I turn around and go, that's a pillow, not a cuddly toy.
Oh, what a smart ass you are.
So when I bought the basketball one, she's like, what's this? I was like, it's a pillow. It's
always
not a cuddly toy. Yeah, it's like, we've always had this pillow that's bright orange and has a face.
And a tag on it.
And little legs with trainers.
Oh, no, he sounds cool.
He is very cool. I call him Happy because he makes me happy, literally.
Okay.
And then she's like, oh, but what about this giraffe? Now, to be fair, you've seen the giraffe in the background.
Oh, no, I fuck with the giraffe. He's cool.
It's gone. He's gone, yeah.
Is he gone to the farm?
I don't know where he's gone. Where all the other toys have gone to the loft of sadness. I actually think maybe I should just go and sit in the loft some days because I'll just reminisce. And so I was tired and I just got annoyed and I was like, fine. And I just grabbed everything and I started packing, apart from obviously my Lord of the Rings ones, and I just started packing everything away. And I started so I took all my boglins. They're all gone, and I just started packing everything away. I was like, fine, if you don't want me to have my things. It was a little bit dramatic, but, tism. Mm-hmm. And I kind of just got really fed up with it because it was literally, I don't get why she doesn't like them, and she doesn't get why I do like them. And then there's that, it was just a clash.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just started putting everything away. Just put a load of stuff in the loft. Then I started putting stuff in the loft that I definitely didn't want to put in the loft, and I started getting really sad.
Yeah.
And then she gets upset because she then starts feeling guilty that she's like, oh, I'm just a bad person. I'm not good for you. And I'm well, actually, so she ends up getting RSD, and I'm like, well, actually, I will get rid of every toy I own to make you happy if it really means it, but it will make me sad if I do it. And it was just one of those things. And then, it happened. And then I was up in the loft just being so sad because once I was up there, I then saw all my He-Man figures and all my Garfield cuddly toys that I'd collected when I was a kid, all my South Park cuddly toys that were up there slowly degrading. And it just made me sad to see all the things that I love so much just hidden away in the loft.
Yeah.
And I was just up there moping because now I'm adding to it. There's more things now in the loft that I want downstairs. And then we were about to go to the gym and this all happened. And then she just disappeared. She went out of the house and she drove away. And I was like, what? Like, that's not like her. Like normally we would just get over it. We would just sort things
fizzle out.
Yeah, but I was like, oh God, what's happened? And I've called her, she's not answering. I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
That would really trigger me.
Yeah, it really upset me because I was like, it's not like we were shouting and screaming at each other. We don't do that.
No.
It was more of just like, if you don't end up in these situations during your marriage of 25 freaking years, and then you get past them, then you're living in a fantasy world. We do have disagreements. Everyone does.
Yeah.
And when you're living with someone, you're going to have disagreements.
Especially when all of your money's paired together and your lives are built together. And
yeah, exactly. So I was like, right, she must have gone to the gym by herself. So I've got in my car, I've gone to the gym. She's not there. And I'm like,
oh, shit.
Crap. Okay. So I'm messaging her, what's going on? I was like, look, I just want to get over it. We found the compromise. It's fine. I got rid of the boglins. It does look a lot neater and blah, 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 blah. Because she never even mentioned the boglins. I just took it upon myself to have like a little hissy fit of like, fine, I'll get rid of everything.
Put it in a black bin bag. You'll never see me again.
I've never seen a neurodivergent person overreact to things.
I think you're the first person to ever do this, ever.
I believe
You're a pioneer,
so.
My man. Welcome.
Yeah, I believe no one has ever overreacted to anything ever before except me. I am literally the biggest drama queen ever. And it's like, and then she messages me and she's like, I've bought some shelves. And I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, I've bought some shelves so you can put things on the shelves so they don't have to sit on my Hoover. And I'm like, oh, that's where you went. But instead of saying that, she just, like you were saying, she just went non-speaking, and she just, her reaction was, okay, I'm going to sort this out by, rather than talking about it, doing something about it. Whereas I'm a talker, she's a doer.
Yeah.
And she's so good at DIY.
That's good.
It is. So she came and joined me in the gym. We did our workout, had a little cuddle, and we just moved past it. We came back and she put the shelves up, and she's like, oh, maybe he can go there and he can go there, and then she got involved with it.
Nice.
And it was just done. And now I look over at it, and it does look a lot nicer. It looks a lot neater, a lot tidier. I've got the things I want. And the only thing that ended up in the loft, I think, was the giraffe, couple of Squishmallows, Gandalf bear, which I'm still not that happy about. It might end up back down here again. It's my Gandalf teddy bear. And the boglins, which is fine because
You're an acquired taste, a boglin, I will say.
No, well, she never had the issue with them, but they didn't look very tidy. So when she put all the shelves up, I decided just to leave them up there because Simon said he's moving out at the end of the year, and then I can have my boy cave.
So this is the thing, right? There's two things that this makes me think of, and I'm sure you as a listener have sat here and gone, yeah, I can relate to this in some way, because I definitely can. You've nearly got a fix that I was offered by Caris, and I took with two hands. She went, have a room in the house. Do what you want with it. She was like, I'm not going to tell you what to do. She says, but have a room. So as soon as Simon moves out and you've got a boy cave, then you won't feel like you'll need as much stuff around you, I'm sure, because I have that. You know, Caris doesn't want golf clubs all over the house. So they're in this room with me here. So that's one thing. And then two, and I'm not saying for you to get rid of stuff, but something that helps me, I struggle with a lot of overstimulation of clutter, and I have that guilt of if I'm not using something, it's going to waste. So my sort of thinking is if something's in the loft, what's the point in having it? Like, genuinely, for me, like if I have to go and put an item in the loft, or I have to get like a clothes that I don't wear anymore and put them in a suitcase just to put them in the loft, I'm more inclined to just let them go, or to get rid of them, or to give them to somebody else. I know that that's not for everybody, but that's something that I've done recently, where I've lost a lot of weight, but I've also bulked up as well, and some clothes are too small for me and some clothes are too big. And I had a period where I put loads of weight on and I got rid of loads of clothes I loved. And I've actually just basically spent the past 6 months buying them back or replacing them. And there's a lot of stuff that I've got that I'm now really apprehensive to get rid of, because I'm like, oh, what if I lose the weight? What if I put the weight back on? Like, you know, all of these reasons. And I was talking to Caris about it and loading up this box, and we've got all of these big plastic boxes, And we're both always complaining that we've not got enough storage in the house. We do. It's just full of shit that we don't use. So we've both sort of, gone, rather than going through our own stuff and getting rid of it, we've gone through each other's. So like I've gone into Caris's stuff and gone, right, I think you don't need that. I think you don't need that. And she's done the same with me. And if there's anything that we're unsure about, we put it in a pile in the middle. But to help get rid of, like, Caris doesn't need 10 pairs of pajamas when she only wears the same 2. And I don't need 5 pairs of golf trousers or 4 golf bags. So,
no.
And I will admit, listeners, I'm already looking at a new one. So, yeah, this is the thing, right? We've sort of compromised in the middle and gone, okay, we've moved into this house together. We've now been in it a year. We've landed. We now feel like we've acclimatized to it, and we now want to do what we want with it. But we've got too much of our old shit to get new stuff in, so we are going to have to let it go. So how would you feel about actually? Not that I'm saying you should, but this stuff that's in the loft. If you look at it and it makes you feel sad that it's up there, have you thought about maybe putting it on Vinted and getting some money?
No, kill anyone. No one's allowed it. It's mine. Fuck everyone. It belongs to me. I'm what I like to call
the proper to give me that.
I'm a mini hoarder. No. Sylvia, the only thing I've ever put on Vinted is Sophie put one of my jumpers on Vinted, and someone tried to buy it, and I immediately went, "No, it's mine."
Like your shoes, would you struggle to sell some shoes?
Then I started wearing the jumper everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, it's mine now. It's my jumper. And I started wearing it. I was like, no one can have this. No, I have sold some of my pairs of shoes. Not a lot, but no, the shoes are a different thing actually, because I'm more inclined to better sell shoes, but no, most of the things that I buy, they're mine now, and they belong to me. And I would never be one of those people that collect pop characters to sell them on. But yeah. I have some pop characters that I bought for a tenner and now worth over £100. The Star Trek ones that I have, Next Generation ones, my Captain Picard's £150. Cost me like nine quid when I bought it.
Wow.
And it's £150. He's on my shelf. Like most people would be like, what do you mean he's on your shelf? Is he on a box? No, he's not in a box. Yeah, I have the box. I would never sell it. Like unless I suddenly went completely broke and I had to, but I'd rather sell like other things. Like they're mine. And how I got traumatized was the fact that I had all these things that made me very, very happy when I was a kid. And that bitch of a so-called freaking birth mother freaking sold them all as soon as I got out of the house.
Right, makes sense. Okay.
And then kept the money for herself.
Sorry for saying to sell them then. That was a bit insensitive of me.
No, you triggered me, you motherfucker.
Right, and we'll go to a break so that we can have some advertisement money so that we can buy more things. We'll be right back.
Toys!
Welcome back to the Neurodivergent Experience. Jordan's back out of the loft after traumatising and telling him to get rid of 20-year-old crusty cuddly toys, but I learned that lesson.
They're all going in my man cave, boy cave.
Yeah, they're going in the boy cave.
They're all going in there.
Get a boy cave. If in doubt, get a boy cave. To the guy who, at the beginning of the Reddit wrestling story, get him a boy cave and just lock the door behind you. So you've talked about a couple of your hyperfixations. And I think I have too much of an ADHD profile to hang on to one. But I will say I am a magpie for memorabilia.
Yeah.
I get a bit of something from everywhere I've been.
Oh, no, I do that, but it's a cuddly toy. From every country I've been to, I collect a cuddly toy.
Oh, lighters, T-shirts, hats. I have like 15, 16 different types of hats. And I have like 5 in my basket currently.
Okay.
Golf clubs, golf club head covers, golf bags, golf towels. I have... this is me all over, right? I spent £200 on a very fancy, advanced pair of golf shoes. And within a week of them being here, I was looking at new ones. like, Caris will say to me, "Oh, you've got a new golf club. That's really nice. How much did it cost?" I'm like, "Oh, £400. Just £400."
Yeah, golf was definitely one of my
very expensive
most expensive. In fact, it was even more expensive than photography because I made money from photography. So I've actually made more money from photography than I've spent on photography. But Jesus, yeah, golf.
Yeah, a lot of my hobbies don't make money. Oh yeah, you're looking at £40, £50 to play most places. I have very expensive taste when it comes to clothes and everything. I love researching stuff. Like, I was out shopping with Caris last night and she was like, "I'm looking for shoes that do this, do this, do this." And instantly I was like, "Follow me." And I basically walked her into office and went, "These are the shoes that you want." And she tried them on and she was like, "Haha, you were correct." And I love doing research and stuff. I love watching golf on TV and seeing what people are wearing and reading about it. I like reading about the designers and the fashion houses and things like that. But all of this shit is so expensive. Like, I do not need £100 polo to play golf. I don't. But my brain really wants one. It's like I could very easily walk onto a golf course and just my outfit be £1,000.
Yeah, I don't know if it would cost that much, but I have the same with when I went crazy with the jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still really into basketball. Absolutely love basketball. Sylvia's into basketball, which really, really helps.
Yeah.
And I have all the hoodies, t-shirts. I'm currently wearing Celtic jogging bottoms, Lakers socks. They keep fighting each other, weirdly. And obviously I've got, hoodies and trainers and all sorts of things. But I did come to that decision this year of being like, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah. It's hard to find the balance because, like, with my ex, she always used to be like, "Why would you want to wear a football kit? Why would you want to wear a football kit?" And then a year or two later, I'm with Caris, and Caris is like, "Oh, I actually think it's really cool that you buy a football kit for your team." Uh-oh, I then bought 5.
Yes, given permission is, I think, honestly, the only reason why I only have about 200 pop characters is because Sylvia's not fond of them.
Or if she was fond of them.
Oh, 1,000.
Would you have a museum of pop characters? Would you be Mr. Pop character?
They would take up my entire living room.
Wow.
Like, they'd be on every shelf, every surface. They'd be, and it wouldn't just be pop characters, it would be all my He-Man figures, everything. I would just have everything everywhere. My house would literally look like a toy shop. It would Mankind.
Oh God, Mankind is dangerous, dude.
That's what my house would look like.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. And this is the sort of the reflection that I want to tie back to the Reddit story that we read earlier. Have your special interests. Have your hyperfixations. It's hard to set your own boundaries, though. Like, it is good to allow, in my personal opinion, Caris says to me, "Yeah, go and buy yourself a new golf bag, but sell one of the ones that you've got."
But at least with golf for you, it's golf. I wouldn't count golf as a hyperfixation for you. I would count golf as a special interest.
Yeah.
See, basketball at the beginning of it was definitely a hyperfixation. It's where you go all in, just fully like, the only thing I care about is this one thing. I don't know if
I have any hyperfixations then.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The last one I had was the Beatles.
Yeah.
When I was listening to Beatles all the time, and I've always been into the Beatles, but this was like double hyperfixation. Went to museum with you. Watching loads of documentaries, watching the old Yellow Submarine movie. And then suddenly I've got all 4 Beatles pop characters and a light up Yellow Submarine and it's just, and then I bought t-shirts from Vintage. I buy things on Vintage. I wouldn't sell them.
What's funny, dude? You've just made me think. Sorry to interrupt your flow.
That's all right.
I actually think there's only one person in this house that has hyperfixations, and it's not me.
It's not you. You're the Sylvia.
Caris liked Wicked pajamas, Wicked makeup, like items in the house.
Yeah.
And there was a period last year where I got a special interest around a podcast series. And then there was a film that came out about the topic of the podcast series, and it was all about this plane crash in like the 70s. And off the back of it, Karis watched, and I mean every Mount Everest documentary that I could find. It was every night we were watching something about Mount Everest. She was reading a book about it. We were talking about it like all the time. And then suddenly she just stopped talking about it. And we will have TV shows or like musicians, right? Karis won't listen to an album. She will listen to an artist non-stop. Like, I can walk into the kitchen and just put music on, and there's like a rotation Rolodex of like 4 or 5 artists she'll listen to heavily at one time. And then one will just fall out. And it's like she was listening to Jade Thirlwell. Jade, who was in Little Mix, her album came out last year. We literally had that album on non-stop for a month. And then a new one came out, and it's like she forgot she existed. And then suddenly it'll come back. Whereas with me, I feel like I have like 10 special interests at any given time. And I'm just like, it's like tapas for me. I'm just like, oh, I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a bit of that. I'll have a little bit of that and a little bit of that. And I bounce between them. Whereas Karis is like, only one thing right now. So that's interesting, because as you were talking about it, I think you're right. I think I might be the Sylvia.
But yeah, I mean, like when it comes to like buying stuff, like I said with the pop characters and things, that's it's like a special interest is the pop characters, but what pop characters I'm buying is the hyperfixation.
Yeah.
So it will always end up being, oh, I'm really into this thing now, so I need a pop character. There's always a pop character.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why they're so addictive, I guess.
I watched Andor, then I watched all then I watched Rogue One, and then I watched all the good Star Wars, the first 3.
We'll have no Revenge of the Sith slander on this podcast.
No, I like those ones. It's the ones after.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of those either.
Yeah, but and then suddenly I've got an entire shelf now of Star Wars pop characters of that era. You know, Darth Vader, Luke, and R2-D2, Han Solo, all those. I've got them all now, and that's what happens with hyperfixations, and it's, you know, like, but with this guy, it's t-shirts and it's, you know, jumpers,
and the belts are like
$250
like a pop.
Yeah, I didn't buy a lightsaber like that. I was like,
at the wrestling belts though, and I can never justify it to myself. Like, I know for me, I am very, very good at only being satisfied with one. So like, if I'm going to buy a wrestling belt, yeah, I'll probably spend £250, £300 on one. Well, that'll be it. I've got one. I don't need another one. I've got that one. Whereas there are certain people that I follow on YouTube, like Santizap is a great wrestling YouTuber. His office dude has got like at least $5,000 worth of stuff just on camera. That's not including all around the walls that you can't see. He's got like pop figures, the belts. He's got seats from pay-per-views that he's been to. He was front row at John Cena's last ever show. He paid like $10,000 for the ticket. He got to keep his seat. He's got like a signed like, he's got so much stuff just in his little window. And he's like, oh yeah, this is just the stuff that's in my office. This isn't the stuff that's in my house. Like, whoa, that's a lot of cheddar just to one wrestling company.
But I do think that's the main difference between special interests and hyperfixations. But special interests, like you said, that the hyperfixations can overlap with that every now and again. And it's, for me, the Beatles one was kind of like the tipping point where I was like, okay, that's enough. Like, I don't regret buying the jumpers and the t-shirt. I literally wore my Beatles t-shirt the other day. I love the Beatles. I watched the latest Paul McCartney documentary on Prime. It was really, really interesting. And I absolutely love the Beatles. I look at it and go, okay, that was cool. But the next time I really get into something, I've got to not go over the top. And I think that I kind of proved myself right with like, oh yeah, I can have self-control, because I really got into Stranger Things. When the final season came out, I watched it all from the beginning. It does slowly degrade.
Yeah, it does.
But I love it. I absolutely love Stranger Things. Yes, I looked at the pop characters, and yes, I looked at the t-shirts, and no, I did not buy them. I did not go down that route. I watched the show. I enjoyed the show. And then I was like, if I'm really still into it after the final season, I'm going to give it a month. And if I'm like, oh, I still really want a t-shirt, then I'll buy a t-shirt.
Mm.
But a month after, I was like, no, I'm over it now. I'm on to the next thing. And I was like, oh my God, I came out of that and I didn't spend a freaking penny on it. I just watched the show, enjoyed the show, moved on. That is a healthy hyperfixation for me. And it didn't encroach on anyone else. And I think that's where I'm at now. And I think it's a good place to be.
I think so, dude. I think
I am wearing a Mario t-shirt because the Mario movie is coming out next week.
You'll see.
I'm very excited.
I'll hold you to that.
I'm replaying Mario Galaxy 2, but I've already got Mario cuddly toys. I've already got a Yoshi cuddly toy, a Bowser cuddly toy. I've already got all these things. They're in my cupboard down next to my Switch. I literally have a Mario cupboard that I open up when I play, and my Switch is in there, and I open it up, and suddenly I've got a Mario cupboard, and I can see all my Mario toys. And then I can, when I finish, I close
the door on it.
I close the door, and and no one has to see them, and it's all neat and tidy, which is the best thing. But yeah, I've already got the t-shirts and the toys and stuff. So I think reliving hyperfixations is fun. As long as you've got all the stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to dip into them when you've already invested in them. And this has been a really cool chat, dude. It's made me definitely think about my own hyperfixations and sometimes the lack of them. Especially like the consequences of what can come from them. But I'm a little bit out of spoons on this one, but I'm intrigued to know what you listeners think. What are your hyperfixations? How have they affected your relationships? Because as you can testify with our own testimonials, they can. They really, really can. And it's good to be able to communicate and have awareness on them, for sure. Right, well, that's been this week's Neurodivergent Experience. We will be back tomorrow with a hot topic in your feed. And as always, go and check Ashley out with Mindful Mondays on a Monday. Start your week with purpose. Right, that's everything from us. Bye, everybody.
Nightly bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the Neurodivergent Experience. We hope today's episode sparked something for you, whether it's a new idea, a bit of validation, or just a moment of connection. Remember, new episodes are every week, so be sure to join us for the next one for more conversations and insights into the neurodivergent experience. If you've enjoyed this podcast, help us grow. You can do that by rating and reviewing this show. Your support makes a huge difference in helping us reach more people who could benefit from these conversations. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just search for the Neurodivergent Experience. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, take care of yourself. You're not alone in this journey.